Elon Musk is going to do interviews with Tesla tubers. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. Yeah, it's a midweek edition. Why not? So it's big news. Rob Maurer just celebrated his 1,000th podcast on Tesla Daily. Congratulations, Rob. And by the way, Tesla Daily, no relation. Not even casual. Not even a little. It's very exciting, and he tweeted out to Elon that he should do some interviews. And he said, absolutely, maybe even also with Dave Lee on Investing, another great channel. Also no relation. I would love to interview Dave. I would love to interview Rob. I would also love to interview Elon. But my channel's very small, and I'm under no illusion that that will happen. So since I can't do that, I figured I would share my questions. Now the thing is, there have been some interviews with Elon where the interviewers did not take the opportunities seriously. And the question is, how long would you spend putting together your questions? And for me, the answer is 2 months so far. I've been working on it for a couple months because I believe in good questions. And if an opportunity like that were to present itself, well, there you go. So let's just get into the questions. Cybertruck employs several unique new manufacturing processes. While the structural battery pack seems straightforward in terms of production, it's already going into the Model Y in Texas. Is the 8,000-ton press on track, and has the origami shell production process been validated? How far along are we with that? What can we expect? I think that's a very important and good question, and will give some kind of insight into when we could actually expect to see production. Number 2, companies like Steel Dynamics state that the maximum width of cold-rolled steel is 76 inches, which is well short of the width needed for Cybertruck. So will the pieces be joined together or welded, or is there a plan to get rolls of stainless in bigger sizes? And for that matter, how would you transport rolls of steel like that to the factory? If there were train tracks to the site, I think it would be pretty straightforward, but there are not. And a big roll of stainless has substantial weight involved, and it's not big enough. Number 3 is a SpaceX question. How many terminal connections can a single Starlink satellite accommodate? The idea is we can do some math to figure out the actual capacity of the network if you could tell us how many connections can go at once per satellite. You can run some great math doing that. But I can't find good answers on it, and I have absolutely looked. Number 4, apart from Raptor production and Starship entering service, which will allow greater efficiencies in logistics and reduce cost in deployment, what are the actual obstacles to the Starlink network? What are they working on? What's the problems that they're facing and the solutions they can use to overcome them? Number 5, all software from user interface to full self-driving to back-end enterprise is written in-house. So how do the teams prioritize development, and what are the highest and lowest priorities for each item? For each team, really. So I guess the thought there is, when there's a critical update needed, do they take the guys working on back-end and move them over? Do they keep them all over there, and when they've got some downtime, they work on back-end? How does that work? How do you keep the software guys moving forward in ways that make sense? Number 6, how many factories will be needed to hit 20 million cars? To get to 20 million in production, they're going to need more factories. The 4 do not have a capacity of 5 million each. We do know that. What is the number? I've seen skeptics say anywhere from 20 to 40 factories. I know that's too high. What's the actual number? Number 7, how critical is a $25,000 model to hitting that 20 million units a year? And is 25,000 even still on the table in light of recent inflation? A lot of people believe that you have to get down to 10, 12,000 to hit those numbers, especially for emerging markets. I strongly disagree. The $25,000 model is not a top priority. There's a lot on their plate. But is it critical to getting to that 20 million mark? As in, should we count on seeing it well in advance of 2030? Number 8, How soon do you imagine there could be a factory in India? I'm telling you, man, this is a pet question of mine. I believe there is going to be a Giga India. The only question is when. And that is exactly my question. When? And the last question, number 9. What do your kids know about your work, and what do they think of it? I know my kids don't really follow my work super closely. Now that they're older, they're more interested and more excited about what I do. I could only imagine what my kids would think if I was, Elon Musk. If I was changing the way the world looks at EVs. If I was changing the way the entire thoughts regarding space operate. I think that would be a great question. And a personal question without going too personal. So since Elon is not likely to interview me, no hard feelings. Also no relation. Should mention that. These are questions I would love answers to. And I would love you guys to take a stab at these answers. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of these questions. Because I think they're great questions. I think they're interesting questions. I think they're insightful questions. And all of them could lead to better predictions, better modeling, and better math. Better spreadsheets. All of it. And if you can get in touch with Elon and share these questions with him, maybe he'd like to consider them. Maybe he could just can responses and send them to me. I don't know. Or just post them. It's fun. I'm looking forward very much to seeing his interviews with Dave Lee, with Rob Maurer, with additional Tesla YouTubers. I think Jordan Giesecke should absolutely be on that list because he's got the best questions, I'm sure. I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but if you haven't checked out The Limiting Factor, you gots to. It's a fantastic channel, and Jordan is a pretty awesome dude. But I don't think Elon's going to get to my questions, so I'm asking them here, and who knows, It would be pretty life-changing if he did, but it's not his job to fundamentally improve my career arc. His job is to enhance the world's transition to a sustainable, greener future and a greater possibility of humanity avoiding extinction generally. So that's it. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave your thoughts, your comments, the questions you would ask him in the comments below. And as always, my friends, a big thanks to my Patreons who get early access bonus content, an ad-free experience, access to trackers, and all that good stuff that you can't get anywhere else. And yeah, let's just go from there, guys. Who knows? So stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots with your thoughts.